Jimmy Carter was a much different kind of president. He was a very religious man, obviously. He was very detail-oriented. I think, in fact, that in retrospect, Jimmy Carter was a better president than we gave him credit for at the time. He did get the Panama Canal Treaty passed, and he did get the Camp David Accords done, which changed the whole equation in the Middle East. And you know what he really did, and we somehow didn't give him the credit for it at the time, he took Egypt out of the equation as the main adversary and the main threat to Israel. That was a major accomplishment. But he didn't warm to the press. He was very difficult to deal with. He came to feel that the press was out to get him, as presidents many times do. And he was not all that popular amongst the press. I remember once at Easter time, and Sam Donaldson said to him once, shouting, "Are you going to give us Easter off, Mr. President?" And he said, "It's a voluntary assignment, isn't it?" Or something to that effect. Ford would have had a different answer for something like that. But I always liked President Carter. I got along with him. I interviewed Ronald Reagan when he was running. I was doing the morning news in those days. He was a very genial man. He was easy to deal with, but he really didn't have any personal relationships with the reporters. We were just a sea of faces out there. I would doubt that he could have called very many of us by name. But he basically was a good-natured man. I think, again, he turned out to be a much better president than we realized at the time. I mean, I wrote a book about him called The Acting President. And everything in the book was correct, but it took 5 or 6 years after he had left the presidency to understand that some of his defense policies contributed to the Soviet Union spinning itself into oblivion. And he had a great deal to do with the collapse of the Soviet Union. We didn't understand that while he was president. It was only afterward that we came to have a better appreciation of that.